Export markets are very important to the U.S. wheat industry, and a growing destination for U.S. wheat is Latin America and the Caribbean. Brian O'Toole is chairman of the U.S. Wheat Associates and farms near Crystal, North Dakota. During the U.S. Wheat Associates Latin American and Caribbean Wheat Buyers Conference in Portland, Oregon, he shared his thoughts on the importance of export markets.
Well, the reality of what we do as farmers, as much as we were told, as short as 3 years ago that we couldn't produce enough wheat to feed the world, we're doing a very good job of it. And the U.S. isn't going to eat anymore. We're eating all the wheat, we're consuming all the flour we can. There's a growing world out there. And that growing world is developing that tongue or that taste for bread products that can only be made by some of the classes that are in the United States. Our hard red spring wheat, our white wheats, they can't be mimicked anywhere else in the world.
Latin America and the Caribbean once only represented 10% of total U.S. wheat exports. Now it's 40%. Alan Tracy is the president of the U.S. Wheat Associates and says the U.S. wheat industry is very appreciative of this growing relationship.
My primary message is that we value you guys tremendously. You are incredibly important to the future of our industry. Our U.S. wheat producers rise and fall based on our export success. And here's a market which now is taking 40% of all total U.S. exports, is growing, and we believe has the potential to continue to grow in the future.
North Dakota ranks second among states in total wheat production and first in the nation in the production of hard red spring and durum wheat. Jim Peterson is the marketing director for the North Dakota Wheat Commission and says world wheat buyers like the dark northern spring wheat, or DNS, that they can buy from farmers in the northern plains.
You're spot on, and I like your reference to DNS because that is something very unique to U.S. spring wheat, dark northern spring wheat, and visitors around the world know that Montana, North Dakota, that's the source if you want to buy high protein wheat with good color. Going to make some of the best bread, in the world, some of the strongest doughs, and so we're very fortunate. We have, in a very competitive world market, a very strong, what we call traditional customer base, where the products they're making need hard red spring wheat. I mean, they can try to do some additives, but really if they can get a high protein, and I'm talking 14 protein or higher spring wheat, some strong dough qualities, some very good loaf volumes, it's only us or Canada that really have that.
Farmers take great pride in raising high-quality wheat for both domestic and international markets, and that's why the South Dakota Wheat Commission's Executive Director Reed Christofferson says research is so important.
Well, the South Dakota Wheat Commission is, like so many of the commissions, is largely focused upon research, and especially our public varieties of wheat that are being developed within South Dakota State University. Again, both a hard red winter program and a hard red spring. We try to be on a track where 1 to 2 or possibly even 3 new varieties a year are released, and certainly we're looking at those agronomic traits that are important to the producer: yield, disease resistance, strength, all the things that go along with the field issues, but we're constantly trying to also bring that quality issue in front of them as well, to help them to understand that what that miller gets at the tail end is important, and it does come back to affect their price just as much as what yield might affect them.
And grain merchants like Brian Lidl with United Grain Corporation also shared an important message to the Latin American and Caribbean wheat buyers about U.S.-grown dark northern spring wheat.
It's the best quality wheat in the whole world. It's available at a very attractive price right now historically, and there's plenty of it available. It's a great time for them to get in, import more of this high quality wheat, and figure out ways to use it in their local markets to improve their products.
And with the help of the U.S. Wheat Associates, dark northern spring wheat growers will continue to be well represented around the world. I'm Russell Nimitz reporting.